is the quality of your dua, as opposed to when you hear that your brother or sister is in the quality of distress or in a state of distress. Where is the quality of your dua then? You see, it's one thing to make dua for your brother, but it's another thing to make dua for your brother as if he's your brother. Like as if he's your blood brother. As if he's part of you. As if you love that person. Making dua for that person like you mean it. Like you really deeply care about them. SubhanAllah, I was just reflecting with a few brothers, the context or the discussions about hasad and envy, which is obviously the worst thing. It's different from brotherhood. It's when you see someone and you covet something that they have or a quality and you wish for something bad to happen to them so you can take it. It's when you actually, instead of viewing your brother in the lens of khidmah, in the lens of serving them, you view them in the lens of wishing misfortune for them at your expense. I mean, at your benefit, to your benefit. So your benefit at their expense or their misfortune at your fortune. Right? That's the opposite of the spirit of iman, is hasad, is that envy. And every time we talk about hasad or envy, we talk about it as if we are the ones who are being envied. But when a person is interested in their own tazkiyah and their own spirituality, when they read the books and they read about hasad and envy, the first question should be, do I have the quality of envying someone else? Am I putting harm on my brother unknowingly by envy, by hasad? And how do I purify my heart from that? And the ilaj, the cure for that is what? Make dua for that person. Don't just remove from your eyes, from your heart, what they have, but make dua that Allah bless them in what they have. So the Prophet ﷺ taught us to say, Allahumma barik. I know that when you walk in someone's house, MashaAllah la quwwata illa billah, and they say MashaAllah la quwwata illa billah, the sunnah is to say as well, Allahumma barik, or barakallahu laka fiha, or barakallahu laka alayhi, or whatever it may be, but to wish for barakah, to actually ask Allah to bless them in what they have, to make it into an active relationship or an active ibadah of wishing them good. And making dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them good. And that particular thing is what I really want to get to, inshallah ta'ala, just as the last note for all of us, bidnillahi ta'ala. That man that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a man will enter upon you from Ahlul Jannah, from the people of paradise. سَيَدْخُلُ عَلَيْكُمْ رَجُلٌ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. A person will enter upon you from the people of Jannah. And Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As radiyallahu anhuma saw that man, and then he followed him and he stayed at his house for 3 days. He found him not praying tahajjud. He found him not fasting on Mondays and Thursdays. He found him not doing anything special, just a very basic Muslim. And he wondered, what is it that makes this man so special? And all of us quote this story and we say, because he said that I sleep with no grudges in my heart. But that's not where he stopped. He didn't just clean his heart from those that harmed him. He actually made dua for those people. You think about how amazing that is, how liberating that is, that you don't just hold in your heart any ill feelings towards your brother Muslim or your sister Muslimah, but you actually force yourself to make dua for them when you sleep. And oh Allah, forgive them. And oh Allah, elevate them. And oh Allah, use them for good. And oh Allah, bless them and their family. And oh Allah, with any hardship that you put between us, Ya Allah, make it khair on the day of judgment. Remove all of that hardship in this life and let it translate into ease on the day of judgment. And that doesn't mean in the morning you wake up and you send someone a text and say, by the way, I made dua for you last night. It's liberating for you. My own heart has such a small capacity. Allah has given you a space, a heart with a capacity. The more you fill it with the hatred of someone else, the less space it has for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more you use it for the love of Allah and the love of that which is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more Allah actually expands the capacity of your heart. Allah expands the capacity of your heart. Whereas when a person carries in it evil and carries in it ill will and grudge, they feel the heart tightening and suffocating and unable to fit in it anything but the gravity of that ill feeling towards a brother or a sister. So tonight, inshaAllah ta'ala, before you sleep, without telling your brother or your sister, Anyone in whose heart you have any ill will towards, make dua for them at night actively. Ask Allah to forgive them. Ask Allah to remove your heart anything of evil towards them. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you for having those ill feelings towards them. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate them. Ask Allah to reward them. Ask Allah to bless them with goodness in this life and the next, the way that you ask Allah to bless you with goodness in this life and the next. And Allah will fulfill your desire for yourself by sending an angel to say Ameen wa laka bimithlihi Ameen, and for you as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill our hearts with the love of Allah Azza wa Jal, and the love of all of that which is beloved to Allah, and the love of all people that are beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and remove from our hearts anything that dims the capacity to fulfill that ultimate goal of having a heart that is munib, that is always turned towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, longing for Allah. May Allah allow our hearts to be presented before Him on the Day of Judgment, longing for Him. Allahumma ameen. I didn't come to invite you to this, so please but I do want to extend an invitation to everyone, inshallah ta'ala, to our Yaqeen Institute banquet, inshallah ta'ala, on November 10th. It'll be at the Doubletree. We have Councilman Bashir Jones, the first Muslim city councilman in Cleveland, Dr. Jonathan Brown, who's the Director of Research, and Sister Dalia Mugahid as well, inshallah. So anyone that would be able to come, it's going to be on November 10th, inshallah ta'ala, at the Doubletree on Valley View. Please do look it up, inshallah ta'ala, online at yaqeeninstitute.org. And that's not why I came here, I promise you. I came here just to say salam and just to see my brothers. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, and may Allah Azza wa Jal allow us to be filled with all that is good. May Allah Azza wa Jal accept your ibadah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum.